This is how you can get yourself a tier 5 on turn 4 as Deathmaster Snitch. So just to kind of give it a brief explanation, right now you have the rights that are slightly bugged, so you can do Dominating Scheme straight away, so we're going to perform that one. In this situation, we're going to throw our hero into our army, and what we're going to want to make sure to do is go into the Shadowy Dealings for Snitch. I'm going to select him, and then let's go take the food raid from the settlement. That's going to allow us to get some experience on Snitch right before the fight even happens, allowing us to get an additional free level for Slippery, making him significantly stronger in that battle to come, as he's quite a squishy lord to begin with. Let's go ahead and attack Ashok. There's a very large chance that you ambush them, but please note it's not guaranteed. So let's go ahead and kill these guys and take the food from them. Next up, we want to take Village of the Moon, as this is the settlement that we will be able to recruit our additional units from. Go ahead and loot and occupy, and take that one. And let's make sure to recruit as many Night Runners as we're able to. On top of this one, what we want to do is recruit another Lord. And as you can see, we've got a knowledgeable Grace here. Honestly, this will fundamentally work for most of them, but I would recommend either using a Warlock Master or a Grace here. So let's go ahead and recruit one. So let's go ahead and level them up accordingly. I'm going to go into Infiltrator, because that's going to be our bread and butter of our armies. And we'll go into Warp Stars and Toxic Rain, alongside of researching Ferocious Plans, just so we can recruit another unit to begin with. And you can see here that we have the garrison building here, is what I like to build. This is very subjective, but keep in mind we're going to be attacking the Celestial Monastery, so a lot of units are going to want a bit of a piece of us, so that's how I approach the situation. And just to make our lives easier, let's go ahead and throw some units into this army. I'm going to use every unit that I don't necessarily need and put it into my secondary army, as this one is going to be responsible for attacking the Celestial Monastery. The reason the early game levels are so important is to unlock the Whirl of Weeping Blade quest. As you can see, if we win 3 battles against the following race of Grand Cathay, we will gain 20 additional food. So this basically guarantees tier 5 turn 4 strategy, as it all revolves around this quest, giving us 20 food, and it's easy enough to keep sacking the Celestial Monastery to gain that food. To work against that, let's go attack Celestial Monastery, and go ahead and start the sacks and get ourselves the food that we need. So let's go ahead and auto-resolve. That's 2 food that we needed. Go ahead and sack. At the same time, we're going to be leveling up this Lord, which is really useful. I'm going to go into Channeling Stance and go back into my own terrain. And then let's get Deathmaster Snitch. Let's go ahead and attack this army over here. And you can see that we've got a close victory here. But if you were to fight this battle out, just effectively use your gutter runners and snowball by running around in that respect. The fundamentals of this early game army is to hit and run, and as you can see, as long as we're constantly moving and constantly hitting stuff, we'll be absolutely okay, and that's the objective of this army composition. You may see that they're going to get on top of us a little bit here, but as long as we keep running back and keep fighting like this, keep playing the skirmish game, there is nothing they can do to get on top of us, and it'll be an easy win. And you basically want to set yourself up something like this, encircle them, and just keep doing tons of damage while running around them, not letting them hit you in the slightest. So after a nice easy win, let's go Route Marcher and Infiltrator, alongside of giving our Mage the Warp Stars and the Warp Lightning on our secondary Lord. What I'm going to do is recruit a couple more units, let's say 4 more units into Snitch. I'm actually going to recruit 1 Night Runner into this army. I don't believe I need the Channeling Stance, especially if we're just trying to sack the Celestial Monastery. And then what we'll do is run towards Fight Dirty, as that will buff up our Gutter Runners and Night Runners, which is what our bread and butter will be for the majority of this campaign. Now with Snitch, I'm going to walk up and raid at 52%. So now we're going to raid the settlement to gain a little bit of money, alongside of getting ourselves some food from the raid. And this army is going to go ahead and sack this Cathay settlement again. Go ahead and auto-resolve, and let's go ahead and make sure we sack once again. And you can see that our quest battle, we're getting closer and closer to finishing it, meaning that next turn we should finish it off. Also going to raid just to make sure that we can do this. Level up Warp Lightning again, and let's give our mage some melee defense, missile resistance. Recruiting another Lord and units to take out Jadewind Mountain. So on turn 4, the first thing we want to do is take Jadewind Mountain, as you can see, nice and easy. And that is a settlement we'll loot and occupy. And as part of that, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to make sure to take ourselves the Celestial Monastery at the same time. Go ahead and do this, auto-resolve, and then let's grab this one as well. And then as you can see, we perfectly have 120 food. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is take Kunlan, and then what we'll do is upgrade this all the way up to the juicy tier 5 settlement on turn 4. Folks, have fun with this strategy. It is an amazing way to snowball, and thank you so very much for watching as always. I really do appreciate it. What I'm going to go ahead and do is stack up all my Night Runners behind this rock here, just to make it so that they deploy a lot of their units on this side, and I can use my stealth units Now what we'll do is use the stealth units and deploy them over here. And what we're going to do is run up the walls on this side. So as you can see, nothing is deployed on this side, and they've deployed mainly all their units on there. So let's go ahead and fast forward. We'll climb up these walls, and then what we're going to go ahead and do is sneak our way in through here, all the way to the victory point, and this should be nice and easy to take the win. What we can also do, just to distract the AI and make it a little bit easier for ourselves, I'm going to go ahead and move all these guys over. To destroy the gatehouse, I'm going to press the melee mode. Let's go attack that gatehouse. We also have some menace from below, so I don't see the harm in spawning it onto these guys, just to do a little bit of damage where we can, as if we've got it, we might as well use it. So now what we can see is if I start attacking this gatehouse and start destroying it, a lot of the AI is going to start reacting to this and say to themselves, bugger, we need to defend this. As you can see, this starting to move and transition units over. Let's go ahead and just keep spawning stuff, just so we can keep killing these for free, as there's no harm in not doing it. And let's go ahead and attack these guys with these guys again. And now we're attacking the gatehouse. You'll see that the AI is starting to transition and move across, which is obviously very silly on the AI's part. But for me, I am perfectly happy with that. And we can see that these guys are acting a little bit strange and a little bit weird, but it should be fine because they'll walk down this way, especially since we have Stalk as well at the same time. So now let's go ahead and move everybody towards the victory point, and this will conclude how you can fight this settlement. As right now you'll see that we have the gatehouse taken, and this is the reason why we didn't take this is the reason why we didn't take any of the stealth units out of our army. What I'm going to do now is move away, as we've taken this point now, and what we can go ahead and do is just allow these guys to keep walking through, and we'll move over to the victory point right here. And the fundamentals of the settlement is, since it's so large, the AI is not going to be able to defend this, so once we start capping it, they don't really have much of a chance. So what we can do is go ahead and attack this gatehouse as well, and move through the middle, and make it a lot easier for ourselves to beat them up. And let's go ahead and make sure that we're not going on to that point, but it doesn't necessarily matter, as I don't think the AI will react properly in time, as we're capping this one. Anyway, so let's get those guys onto the point. And the gatehouse is getting very close to being taken. So we're in a good situation here, and we've almost taken it. So now let's walk through here, and these Night Runners will do an amazing job at fighting these guys. Alongside this, let's make sure all of these dudes are on the victory point. So if you're worried about not having enough troops, you can easily deploy this strategy and use the spawns to basically distract the enemy as you're going across. And now we've got a ton of my units that are in here, and we can just basically absolutely pelt them with our little shurikens or whatever we're throwing. And we're taking the victory point now, which will allow us to slowly win this by taking victory locations. But if you're confident in fighting this, I wouldn't really recommend needing to do this. I just want to include this in the video to make it so that you guys could reproduce this as easy as possible for yourselves. Now, basically, all we'll do is just leave these guys to do their own thing. They'll murder everything, and we'll keep killing what we can on this side. They're a really, really dependent unit, and they're very strong. But let's pause and then come back once we've won. And there we go, nice and easy. And the reason why we were attacking the gates is to manipulate the AI's behavior, makes it nice and easy for us to sneak into the settlement and take it as easy as that.